Welcome back to the channel. I know enough to be dangerous farm. My name's Rob, and today we're going to do some comparisons of a box blade versus a land plane versus a back blade. Which one's better? Actually, the one that you have is probably the best one. But if you're shopping around, we're going to go over a few things that you should know about before you make the purchase. So what we have is what's left over from our snowbank, and on a gravel or crusher run driveway, this is what happens. And this was just a snowbank here, and we left it on purposely on the driveway, so when it melts away, all the stone is on the driveway versus on the lawn. If you have area to do that, that's the best way. So what we're going to do is take this box blade and spread the stone back out into the driveway where it came from, up there, and we're going to try some comparisons between the box blade and the land plane. Normally the box blade is for moving a lot of material all at once, and then you can adjust it and lift it and spread it out that way with your 3-point arms. And a land plane is more of leveling and resurfacing an area. It's really not for moving material from one place to another. So that's basically the biggest difference. And with the box blade, there's no shoes. It runs on the bottom. You just have to adjust these. Typically it has two blades. One's two cutting edges. One's a push blade, and then one's basically a pull blade, and then we'll raise it up. And because there's no shoes on this right along here, you have to level your blades of what you're doing. If you want it to dig in, you would tip it down more. If you want it more of a float action leveling, you would level those two blades, the cutting edges, the front and the back, to more float along rather than dig in. And so we're not using the scar fires, of course. We're just moving this pile of stone with the box blade up there. So let's get to it and enjoy. What I'll do is I'll do half of this pile with the box blade and show you, and then we'll come back and do the other half with the land plane, and we'll show the difference. The box blade, you kind of got to lift it up, and you don't want to be dragging too much. Once you get the amount you want in the blade. So here's what it's done. It's basically taken the excess stone from this area, and we're pulling it. We still have the box blade down, so it's not, we lifted it up a little bit, so it's not digging down, not digging in, but it's not quite spreading stone. The box blade is nice and full with material. So now that the box blade is full of material, you have to pick it up a little bit with your 3-point arms. This is more of an art on a box blade, so you're not digging in anymore. If you had a hydraulic top link, this is where it would come in really handy. You could adjust it by that, but I'm using the arms and then going over where we want to fill in some low spots. Notice it's not digging in, it's just pulling what we've already had in our box. Just filling all the low spots, and you can see how it's getting less and less in the box blade. Go back, and this is where the land plane would come in. You can see where I got deeper and then thicker here, and that's me adjusting the arms. Where a land plane, you don't have to do that, but with a box blade you do. I probably started spreading material out a little bit more, and you can see where it's thicker here and it's not so thick here. So what I'll do is I'll try to grab some of this now. That's all the way down. Collect up the material. As you can see, I'm collecting all the loose material, and then I'll start adjusting. I'm lifting it up a little bit more so you can start to spread it out. Now that's all spread out. That's pretty good. So that's one pass with a box blade. It will take any crown out, so you'll have to stay on one side or the other if you do have a crown in your driveway. But this was very low here, very little stone that I pushed off when I did snow plowing. It removed all the loose stone. This bigger stuff separates. This is crusher run. So the problem with crusher run, if you're plowing it, is a lot of times it'll pack down, but when it gets wet, you can separate the big from the fines, which the fines are what locks in the crusher run. But it's early spring, so this will get packed right down into the fines again, driving back and forth. But you can see what we've done here. So the next pass, we'll use the land plane and we'll take a comparison.